Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another conscious conversation with me, Miss Apani. So in this category, which is love and relationship, I'm going to do part 1 and I'm going to do part 2. Part 1 is love and relationship regarding you, yourself, oneself, your inner self. And then part 2 is love and relationship regarding another person, your significant other. So I'll be then just sharing my beliefs about relating to other people or relating to your spouse. So in this part 1 is love and relationship ngami. I'm talking about self-love. So my philosophy for this category, love and relationship pertaining to me, is that love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's what the Bible says. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, meaning that you cannot give away what you don't have. You can't give away love when you have no love within yourself. You can't be kind to other people when you are not kind to yourself. You cannot forgive other people if you can't forgive yourself. Ne? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You can't give away what you don't you can't give away what you don't have. Another scripture I like from the Bible is that love is patient and love is kind. Be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to another person. Love endures. Love does not record the number of wrongdoings, meaning that do not record the wrongs that you've done in your life so that you can forgive another person. Ne? You can't be generous to other people if you can't be generous to yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So hashtag work on yourself. When I'm talking about love, for me, love is an umbrella. Love is this jar, and it contains all these fruitful things. It contains kindness, generosity, self-control, self-love, self-respect. It contains that high level of self-esteem, that confidence. It contains all these things. But what I've learned is that if you give yourself this much respect, this is what people will give you. Because the question is, what is it that you are allowing in your life? What is it that you are allowing? So people treat you the way you treat yourself. And at first I didn't understand that, but when I began understanding and going through personal development and personal mastery and reading a lot, and it was understanding that the problem is not with people, the problem is with yourself. If you give yourself this much respect, this is the same respect people are going to give you. So the question is, how are you respecting yourself? The question is, do you truly deeply love yourself to let yourself experience that particular thing? Do you truly deeply love yourself to let yourself, to allow yourself to experience that particular thing? It doesn't matter what it is. But I think even when asking myself that question, I have to be very conscious of the fact of this idea I have about myself, this image I have about myself, this vision I have about myself. Because if I've learned this from my Yandla, that if you think or believe that you are unworthy, you believe that you need to prove your worth to the world, and therefore you overcompensate, you overdo, you overgive, and also that you overstay in situations, in situationships, in things and circumstances, because you believe that you need to prove your worth. So even when things are even when those situations are unhealthy, you believe that you need to prove your worth because you feel unworthy. You feel that you are undeserving of certain things. So importantly, you first have to ask yourself, what is it that you are deserving of? First, you have to understand that what is it that you feel worthy of? And having to feel that worthiness and that self-confidence, you first have to work within yourself. Ask yourself what kind of image that you have yourself, because that image, that self-image, is just this idea that you have of yourself, and meaning that you can work towards this idea, this greater thing, this queen, this belief, this thing about yourself. Because what is it that you believe about yourself? Because it is the way you're allowing people to treat you. So people treat you the way you treat yourself. So to treat yourself better, you first have to have this idea, this greater thing about yourself, so that people can see greatness in you as well. When I'm talking about love and relationships, I mean love pertaining to you. When I'm talking about self-love, it's firstly, do you believe that you deserve that thing? Do you believe that you are worthy of that thing? And first, that's what you have to work on, building that worthiness, building that deserving thing, building this idea, this greater thing. So one of the videos I like is this video of always wear your crown. You can imagine if someone were to put a crown on your head, you would feel like a queen. You would feel that you are deserving of the great things in life, and therefore you are going to treat yourself that way, and therefore people are going to treat you that way. And I think one of the other things I'm learning about love and relationship, I mean pertaining to myself, is that you cannot work on yourself and come out the same person. Ngeke, ngiyala. Never. You cannot work on yourself and come out the same person. You have to reinvent yourself, because now you've got a different picture of yourself. So when you change the way you look at things, when you change the way you look at yourself, the things you look at change. Even people will look at you differently because you are seeing yourself different. I'm talking about self-love. I'm talking about self-respect. I'm talking about how do you manage yourself? I'm talking about the idea, this imagination, this vision that you have of yourself, because we are going to give you and we are going to treat you the way you treat yourself. Love and relationships, I mean relating to, how do you relate to yourself? And so for me, hashtag work on yourself. Work on yourself. Every problem that you have is within yourself, and every solution that you have is within yourself. So only you can change the way you think of yourself. Only you can change the way you believe about yourself. Only you can change the way you perceive about yourself. So change the way you look at yourself. Change. So whether you're going to start changing from the outside, only you know what is that makes you feel uncomfortable. Only you know what's making you feel unworthy. Only you know what you think, you believe that you don't deserve that particular thing. So start with yourself. It begins with you. And the other things, just they work out very nicely when you start working on yourself, whether it is with your whether it is love and relationship pertaining to your self-image, about how you look on the outside and how you look on the inside, your fitness level or whatever. Love and relationship, how you relate yourself in terms of your emotions, love and relationships, and I mean regarding your mental space. And I find reading does help a lot in terms of getting new belief systems about yourself, getting new perceptions about yourself. Love and relationship in terms of you working so much on your spirit, so what are you telling yourself? What idea do you have of yourself? I mean, what do you believe that you deserve? What is it that you believe that you are worthy of? So do you truly deeply love yourself to let yourself experience that particular thing, man? Do you truly deeply love yourself to allow yourself to experience these unhealthy things? So only you can answer that question, and only you can only you can change yourself. Akekho umuntu okwazi ukuchange no one. Akuna muntu otlo change. Only you can do that yourself, by changing your thinking process, by changing your perceptions and your beliefs, putting new philosophies about yourself. Because if you think and believe that you are unworthy, this is what you are attracting, unworthiness, and therefore people are going to treat you like the way you see yourself. So love and relationship, I mean, that's my philosophy. My philosophy for this category is love yourself, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That tell yourself tell yourself that you are proud of yourself. Tell yourself you forgive yourself. You'll say your name. I've learned that from this lady Lisa Nichols, that look at yourself in the mirror and say, Tsheho, I forgive you. The mirror on the car. Watching yourself in the mirror and saying, Tseho, I am proud of you. Tseho, I forgive you. Tseho, I commit to you. But I mean, work on yourself, because you'll start learning. You'll start learning how you behave. You'll start learning about the self-respect that you give yourself, even at work. You know, when you feel that you are undeserving of certain things at work, it's because you are feeling unworthy. And yeah, man, so my that's what I believe when it comes to love and relationship. And I mean, pertaining to me, is that work on yourself. Hashtag work on you. Work on you. Only you can change you. Only you can change your life, and only you can change your perception and beliefs, and just how you see yourself, because we treat you the way you treat yourself. I mean, work on yourself. Work on yourself. The question is, what is it that you believe that you deserve? And change those thinking process, you know. So yeah, this is my part 1, and in my next video then I'll be then sharing part 2, and I'm talking about love and relationship pertaining to the significant other. I mean, your fede and pinchy, I don't know what you call them, abo pumpkin, abo baby, abo bay, your ride or die. So whatever that you call your partner. But and I'm gonna talk about what I believe in terms of my maturity at this level, and my mental process, and just yeah, so I'll just be sharing that, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, so this is the end of this video, and when I'm talking about self-love, loving yourself. And I think it's important to always start about the things that you feel you're unworthy of, and work towards that mentality, and motivating yourself, and having a different picture about yourself of what you deserve. So the question is, do you truly deeply love yourself, to allow yourself to experience that unhealthy thing, man, to let yourself experience that uncomfortable thing? Because it is very important that you take accountability for yourself. When you start loving yourself, you find yourself in situations where you don't always need validation from other people. You don't need to fit in. You don't need acceptance, you know. And I think that's what I found very important in working on myself, is that I accept me. And when I accept myself, then I'm, you know what, I don't really need other people's validation. I don't need other people's approval, you know. And yeah, that is what I have discovered in this journey of self. So hashtag work on yourself. I'll see you in my next video, and bye bye.